Hi, welcome to week 11 of Between Two Chambers. I'm joined by my friend John Eccles. I'm Greg Treat. I'm the Senate Majority Leader. And
I'm John Eccles, representative from House District 90, and I'm the House Majority Leader. It's good to be here again with you.
It's great to be here. We had a busy week. The budget started to unfold some. We passed some joint committee on appropriations and budget bills off both floors, I believe, this week. And have ongoing negotiations and fruitful negotiations.
Since I've been here, I think this is the earliest we've started passing JCAB bills, which I think speaks well of both sides. And it's our anticipation that JCAB bills, those are the Joint Committee on Appropriations and Budget, those are the budget bills. There's going to be another JCAB meeting already been announced for Monday, where we're going to be running out more revenue bills. And then the next Monday, and I would imagine every Monday from here on out, we're going to be running more budget bills.
Yeah, and I imagine there may be some ones that are not Monday as well as we start getting into the heat of it. This is the time of year where rumors start flying. Oh, we're going into special session, or oh, we're going to get out 3 weeks early. Neither one is normally true.
That's right.
But people, as we call it in the rotunda, so where all the lobbyists hang out and talk, the chatter out in the lobby is always, oh, you're going to get out earlier. They're headed to special session. Don't believe it until you see it.
That's exactly right. And I will brag on the Senate so I can say something negative about them later in the podcast. But as we've talked about, revenue raising bills have to start in the House of Representatives. We have a plan. We are going to put a bill on the floor. I'm going to put a bill on the floor that will fund core services, state government, and a teacher pay raise. We've been working closely with the Senate. The budget negotiations have been ongoing, taking their ideas. It's not going to be the House plan. It's not going to be the Senate plan. It's not going to be everything I want. It's not going to be everything Leader Treat wants. It's going to be a plan that will pass, though, and I've called before, and I'm calling again on members to let go of their pet projects and do what's right for the state.
Absolutely. We've got to. There's no way we can move forward without doing that. So appreciate that. I think we had Foster Care Day this week, and you and I have both been involved in reforming our foster care system, and we've got a lot of work to do there, but we're improving. The latest report on the Pinnacle plan that came out of DHS had a lot of positives, and we always hear the negative, but there were a lot of positives with what DHS is doing and with what the foster care initiative is doing over there.
We got to remember, for all the doom and gloom in Oklahoma, Oklahoma is a net population state, a net gain population state. People want to be in this state. And again, the greatest natural resource, we've talked about this before, greatest natural resource this has is not oil and gas, but it's its people. Absolutely. We have some of the best people in the nation. And if we continue to push that through our DHS system, through other systems, the state will do well. And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about Representative David Brumbaugh, who passed away after our last filming. My dear friend, our caucus chairman, who was respected by really everyone that knew him. I mean, to rise to the level of caucus chairman means that people respected the way he carried himself. He passed away of natural causes last Saturday, and then held at the age of 56. And then he lied in state at the Capitol on Thursday, which is why we weren't able to film on Thursday and are filming today on Friday, because you and I both spent our time paying our respects to Representative Brumbaugh.
We did, and his family and his young daughters are up here. It's a really sad and sombering moment, and realize that life is fleeting, and spend as much time with the loved ones as you can. I took a tour just then with some family members that are out of town. We were on your chamber floor, and they were moved by your display of the flag and the flowers there at Representative Brumbaugh's desk. And, he'll be missed.
And you know, we had, the day after he passed, I put together a little thing for him. We had a moment of silence, and I had 2 members speak about him. And I want to be crystal clear, it was ironic. We actually took some flack for that, and I can't be more clear. I don't apologize. I mean, I would do it. I would do it again. You're talking about a man that stood for both steadfast principles, but integrity and a gentleness of spirit. I wish we had more David Brumbaughs. I wish we had more people that conducted themselves the way he did. And that was one of the best days we'd had on the floor that morning, understanding that we can disagree without being disagreeable, and that we're here for a reason.
Absolutely. And he and I ran some legislation together a few years back on student data privacy, and he was tenacious. He was very detailed, much more detailed than I am, and did a great job. He was always over here every day. Greg, where are you at on it? Well, what are we going to do? Representative Brumbaugh, I'm fine. But he was, I think he was a military background, very diligent guy. yesterday we got started late. You know, I've been a kind of a stickler on getting started right on
Yep.
time. We got started late, and people were asking why. Well, his body was lying in state, and his family was receiving visitors, so he will be missed.
That was just such a classy move, by the way, of the Senate. We do appreciate that. Sometimes the Senate makes a mistake and does something classy, and I understand what it. No, I'm kidding. So, and I guess the last thing we want to talk about is we had on my chamber. There's obviously Todd Lamb and a few others that are going to run for governor on the Republican side, and then Scott Inman, Leader Inman, has announced his run for governor and against Drew Edmondson. I mean, that's quite the machine, the Edmondson machine. I really hope that signals we're going to get real serious on the Democrat side of not saying in my chamber, it always has to be our way, but instead we're going to support reasonable revenue raising efforts to keep the state of Oklahoma safe. And like I said, one of those bills is coming on the floor. So everybody can have a lot of rhetoric, but we're going to know where everyone stands real soon.
I can't believe you said their names. I always say Todd Lamb and a few other guys.
That was well, that's what I said on the Republican side.
Yeah.
Todd Lamb and a couple others.
Yeah.
And then the race to take on Todd on the Democrat side,
Yeah.
which is going to be a juggernaut. Now I have to say this. All kidding aside, anyone that takes Leader Inman lightly is wrong.
Oh.
Leader Inman is very smart. He is very articulate. While we have some good-natured jabs, and that's part of the political process that goes on, I have to say, though, Leader Inman will be a worthy opponent.
Absolutely. Scott and Dessa are friends of mine and Marissa. I went to college with Scott and Dessa, and consider them friends. We're not politically aligned, but yeah, do not underestimate him. But do not underestimate Lieutenant Governor Lamb either. He is a tenacious campaigner. He is strong on policy, and it's going to be an interesting fight going into this. You got to remember, for 100 years, the Democrats controlled every apparatus of the state. So people who think that Republicans have it in the bag always don't realize how much work went into getting here.
Well, with Lieutenant Governor Lamb, you're talking about somebody who has both served his country as a Secret Service agent, has protected 2 different presidents. Maybe even 3 different presidents. I need to think about that for a while, but at least 2 that I know of. For an Enid guy, has Western Oklahoma roots, has urban roots, played football at Oklahoma State University.
We won't hold that against him.
That's right. That is bipartisan in Oklahoma, supporting OU and OSU. But I know he will be, and as you said though, very strong on policy.
Absolutely.
He will be very, very tough to. He will be tough to beat, and there'll be some others on the Republican side, but at the way we stand, there's no doubt he's in the driver's seat.
There's no doubt, and he is a good friend of mine. He and Monica he was my senator before I ran in the special election after he got elected.
Yeah, you're in his seat, right?
Yes, I'm in his seat, and
who served as floor leader of the Senate too, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Does it come with the seat? Or?
Yeah. Maybe we can make that. No, but Lieutenant Governor Lamb is a good friend. He's a great leader, and I look forward to seeing how his campaign goes. I know his campaign team, and they're a strong group of people.
They are strong in what he's done. So that race is already heating up, and we have other statewide races that are heating up. And what our job is, and what the commitment we will continue to do, is focus on finishing this legislative session strong, focusing on the budget, getting forth good policy, and getting us out of here on time.
Yep, and we're working toward that. And we're, like you said, we're hearing appropriations bills on the floor almost in an unprecedented. I don't want to say that definitively because I don't know exact dates, but very rapidly. And the session is coming to a quick close, but there'll be a lot of fights between here and the end of session,
Yes.
or sine die as we call it here. And I appreciate you joining us this week.
Thank you very much. See you next week.